guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Diamond. If you're new on my channel, I just vlog about my lifestyle. I am young, I am married, and I am a stay-at-home mom of 3 beautiful babies. We are a military family. If any of those things is something you can relate to, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Today's video, I'm just going to do a mommy Q&A. So I have my questions right here and I'm going to just read them all. So the first question is, how did you find out about your first pregnancy and how did you feel? So I'm going to go into a little story time. So I was on my way to basic training. I was in the Guard, and if you're a female, you probably already know this, but if you don't, when you're a female, you have to take a pregnancy test before you leave, you know, because they don't want you there pregnant. And then when we first got there, we all had to take another pregnancy test. So pretty much before I left, I took one and came back negative. When I got there, I took one and it came back negative again. So I'm thinking I'm all good, you know? And then pretty much like, I want to say like a week and a half later, maybe, something happened. I always just say it was like a sign from God, because it's never happened before and it's never happened afterwards. Like, it's been 5 years. Pretty much I had to go to the hospital. I went to the hospital and then the doctor comes in and he ends up telling me that I'm pregnant. And I was just like, honestly, I just started laughing and I was like, oh no, I'm not. Like, I know the doctor wouldn't lie to me or like play jokes or anything, but I was just on the mindset of like, okay, I just took 2 pregnancy tests, I'm good, like there's no way, you know? So I was like, can we take another one? Like, there's no way, you know? Like, I just got 2 negatives, 1 positive is not going to convince me, you know? So we ended up doing another test. I think the first time we did a pee test. So then the second time, I think we did a blood test, if I can remember correctly. I know we did one of each, but we ended up taking another test, and it pretty much came back that I'm pregnant, you know, and I was just in shock. I was just like, wow, that's crazy, you know, like, but yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant, which is crazy. A lot of people don't know that's where I found out I was pregnant at, but yeah, I found out at basic training. Yeah, so I had to get sent home. So the other feeling I had was embarrassment, not because I was like young and pregnant, but because I had to go home, you know, like I had just said my goodbyes to everybody and it was kind of awkward, like coming back and, you know, everybody's wondering why you're back. So shocked and embarrassed were like the 2 feelings I had. The next question was who was the first person I told? The first 2 people I told them the same day was my husband and my mom. My husband, he just thought I was joking. He was pretty much shocked. He had the same feeling as me because he knew I took the pregnancy test too. So he thought I was kidding. He didn't believe it. He was shocked just like me and my mom. You know when you text somebody and like you don't want to see their response, so you just like throw your phone or you put your phone on do not disturb so you don't see it, you know? That's how it was with my mom. I wasn't scared to tell her, but I didn't want to see her response. And luckily, oh my goodness, my phone was on 1% when I texted her. So as soon as I texted her, my phone died. And I was so happy. I was. And her response was just, you know, my mom was a young mom, so she wanted us to go a different path. She wanted us to wait to have kids. So, you know, she was just giving her little speeches, mom speeches. The next question is, do we want more? We do want more. We both agreed we wanted 4 kids. Right now we're at 3. The only thing is we don't know when. And we're also wanting to adopt. So pretty much I think either our last kid is going to be adopted or you might go for 5 and have 1 more kid and then adopt another one. But we for sure want to adopt. So we just don't know on the timing and stuff for the last one. So we're still talking about all that stuff, but the answer is yes, we want 1 more. The next question is, did I lose friends? Yeah, you always hear the sayings of like, especially when you're a young mom, you lose friends because like your friends are still into like partying and stuff. And luckily I did not lose any friends because of my pregnancy. There have been times like where I've seen my friends out and I'm like, dang, you know, like I wish y'all would have invited me, you know, but we still I'll hang out. I still hang out with the same people I did before I had kids. So the answer is no, I did not lose any friends. The next question is, were my kids planned? The first one, no. The second one, it was planned by my husband. He thought he was slick. And the last one was not planned. So just the second one was planned. If you could go back in time, would you have waited? This is gonna sound so bad, but I always wanted to be a young mom. Like, I don't know why. I just knew I would be a young mom. That's just what I prefer. I know that's like frowned upon, but that's what I wanted. If I would have waited, I probably would have only waited like maybe 2 years. You know, that sounds bad, but that's what I wanted. And it's worked out well for me so far. I cannot complain, honestly, about being a young mom. I know, like, some people can have a lot more challenges and stuff, but me and my husband have definitely been able to live the life that, like, we want to live, you know? Like, our kids didn't change anything. We're still learning because we are young, but, you know, we were homeowners at the age of 23, which is something nobody in either of our family has done, especially at that age with the amount of kids we have, you know. So we still have accomplished a lot of things for ourselves. So I can't complain. I know, like, when I first found out, people like judged me and stuff, but we're living great. You know, we have no complaints. Having kids young did not affect anything. So it just made us push harder. So, but to answer that, maybe 2 years. I think I would have waited 2 years. Maybe. The next question is it hard having 3 kids, raising 3 kids? So if you knew or if you didn't hear before, we are a military family, so we kind of live a different lifestyle. I would say the hardest thing, it definitely is hard, yes, but I think it's hard because of our lifestyle. My husband is gone a lot. Like, currently right now, we're not with my husband. But yes, it is hard. But like I was saying, I think it's hard. It's hard regardless with or without my husband. Baby boy is up. Alright guys, so baby boy is joining me. Can you say hi? Hi? He's sleepy. So like I was saying, the last question was, is it hard having 3 kids? It definitely is hard. There's a lot of challenges. I would say the hardest thing for both of us is doing stuff differently. Because, like, you know, we are raised a certain way, and I wanted to do the opposite. Pretty much how we were raised, you know. Not like we had a terrible upbringing or nothing, but like I definitely wanted to do something completely different. So it is challenging doing that because, like, you're pretty much learning it on your own because you don't have any examples to follow or anything. Like, so I would say that's what's hard for us, is trying to do stuff differently. Ain't that right, boo boo? But yeah, I think that's what's so hard, is because, yeah, we just try to do stuff differently, stuff we haven't seen, never seen, you know. So yeah, what is the most challenging part? I think the one thing I struggle with the most is attention, because it is so hard giving each kid the attention that they need when, like, so I have a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and he's 1, you know, so they're all super close in age. They're still at that age. I mean, you're always going to be at that age where you need attention, but they're still at the age where they really, really need attention, you know. And I give them as much attention as I can, but there's times where it's like, like how can, it's like impossible, you know, because a lot of times it's just me, like right now it's just me and 3 kids, you know, so it's really hard to show them the equal amount of attention. But what I like to do is every month I'll pick a weekend and I'll just take one kid out on a date. So last week I took my daughter on a date. We got our nails done and then we got ice cream and stuff. And this weekend I'm taking my oldest son on a date and we'll probably go get pizza and go bowling or something. That's his favorite thing to do. But that's what I try to do so that way each of them can just get one-on-one time. But I also like to do is like after I put all the kids to sleep, if like one of them wakes up, I'll just be like, hey, you know, like you can hang out with me, like we can watch some TV, you know, cuddle. Or if I'm just running to the store real quick, I'll just take one of the kids and we'll just have one-on-one time, you know. And it'll be like good for me and that one other kid. But why it's so hard too is because then the other kids are like upset, you know. Like the other day my daughter was having a really rough night, so I had to give her extra attention, you know. I had laid down with her and stuff, and I like, you know, just like rubbed her hair back, combed her hair back, like while she fell asleep. I was just talking to her. And then my oldest son, he was so upset because he was like, oh, why aren't you doing that for me? Like, why are you only doing it to her? Like, can you lay with me? And I just had to explain to him, like, why he had to wait, you know? And that's why it's so hard because, like, you want to do it to everybody, but at the same time, like, it's very important to make sure that each kid gets the attention they need. So, yeah, I think that's the most challenging part for me as being a young mom with 3 kids is giving each kid the attention they need. The next question is, did I change? I think I did change a little bit. I'm not as shy as I used to be. I used to be extremely shy before I had kids. I still am shy, but nowhere as close as I used to be. And I think that's just for me, like, I don't know, my kids are like my best friends. Like, we sing together, we dance together, and I feel like that opened me up more. And just the fact too that they're growing, I know they need friends, and like sometimes the only way for your kids to have friends is for you to have friends who have kids, you know. So I really had to push myself to open up more so that I can meet friends who have kids, so my kids can have friends, you know. So I think that's how I changed, is I'm more open and not as shy. I also became way more creative, and that's just from like doing crafts and stuff with them, wanting to try stuff with them. So yeah, I'm not as shy and I'm more creative. The last question is, what advice would I give? Um, if you're a young mom, the advice I would give would be, I would say don't lose yourself. Keep doing the things that you love to do before you had kids. I would also say try new things. Don't get discouraged. Like, I know like in videos and pictures stuff can look so perfect, but trust me, my kids throw tantrums. Everybody's kids throw tantrums. We're all going through the same thing. So don't be afraid to do stuff differently. Also, it can be hard, but like it's all worth it. Honestly, the only advice I can really give, and this is like my motto, is this is literally like what I tell myself all the time, is just treat your kids and stuff how you wanted to be treated growing up. Okay? It can be challenging, but it's worth it. So that's the advice I would give. Love yourself. Love your kids. You know? Don't let people bring you down, seriously, because when I got pregnant with my first kid, there was a lot of judgment, and I don't know, I guess I just used that to push me harder. That's the only advice I could think of right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hi. I hope you guys continue watching my videos. If you're back, welcome back. Thank you for the support. Love you guys. Bye.